Hey guys, tonight we're going to be trying something that's near and dear to my heart, bacon. So we're going to be dry curing our bacon tonight. So we need a kitchen scale, mixing bowl, brown sugar, Maldon sea salt flakes, and a dish to go ahead and cure the bacon in. Let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and place it on my kitchen scale. And it's reading 1.145. Let me stand it up on end just to make sure. Okay. So we'll call it 115 for easy math. I just want to make sure I get the correct amount of salt put on this so that it's not too salty, or in the inverse, that it doesn't have enough salt to pull the moisture out of the pork belly. Over here you can notice that the skin is on. It's got a layer of fat with it, so I'm going to actually go ahead and take off this layer of skin before we get going. So what I'm trying to do here is just get the edge of the skin. I don't want to lose all of that delicious fat in there. If you guys have ever smoked a whole pig before, but sometimes it can kind of trap in some of the moisture, almost act like a bowl. And I just don't want that to happen. I want to get all the moisture out of this pork belly. Make sure that we get it all good and dried out, because the last thing we want is to get botulism or any kind of foodborne illness. I do want to get the skin off. And there you go. So now, see, we just have all this delicious fat and meat. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and measure my salt. So I'm going to go ahead and tear out my scale. Alright. And today I'm using Maldon sea salt flakes. They're a little bit more coarse. And I'm going to use 2% salt in my cure. So I need 14. It says 0.6, but since I can't do point, I'm going to go ahead and bump it up to 16. 16 will be fine. So once I went ahead and got the salt figured out, essentially it is just over 2 tablespoons of salt, and I'm doing equal parts of brown sugar in this. So we'll just get a little bit more. It's not gonna hurt if we get a little bit extra sweetness. So now I'm just gonna take my hands and combine these. Across the bottom, kind of create a little bit of a bed, and then take your slab of bacon and lay it right in there. You'll notice I'm using glass Pyrex here. The reason being is you don't want any sort of metal or anything where the salt could interact with it. So, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cover the top of this. Make sure, I'm going to go ahead and massage it, or pat it in rather. Make sure that I get covering everywhere. I'm using the more coarse salt so that it doesn't quite absorb as much of the salt into the bacon, because this bacon can end up being a little bit saltier than traditional bacon. So, and then we're just going to stick that in the fridge, and every day we'll take it and we'll just turn it over, and all this salt is going to draw the liquid out of the pork belly, and we'll drain that off. Obviously you want to get this a little bit dried out so that you don't have bacteria growing on it. And this is my first time making it, so some people say it takes 5 days, some say 7, sometimes longer. You just kind of judge it by when the meat is no longer leaking out any fluid. Every day, drain the liquid off out of the tray and reapply salt to anywhere that no longer appears to have salt on it. Guys, it is finally here. The day that I've been waiting for. It's been 8 days since the project has been curing in the fridge, and we're finally getting ready to get close to the end product. So, as you can see, there really is not much of any give at all on this meat here. And it's not flexible at all like it was when we first put it in. And you'll notice the color change in the meat. You want to wash off all the excess salt, in this case brown sugar, just so that when I go to smoke it, it's not too salty. I'm not too worried about the sugar overpowering it, but then I'll show you guys what we do next, because we are on the verge of making bacon. So, the next step in the process is we're going to go ahead and let this air dry in the fridge for 24 hours. And it's going to form what's called a pellicle. The pellicle is going to be a small type film that goes on top of the meat as it's been in the conditions of the fridge. And that's what the hickory smoke is going to go ahead and adhere to this bacon, so that when we go ahead and we bite into this, it's going to have that nice smoky flavor. And now, we wait. Okay guys, just got the Traeger fired up to 180 degrees. We're going to go ahead and put the bacon in with a temperature probe so we can check the progress. We're guesstimating it's going to take about 3 hours. We're going to be looking for that internal temperature between 145 and 160 degrees Fahrenheit. I was really surprised with, and what I didn't expect was when I put in the temperature probe into the bacon, it was really, really stiff and hard to get that temperature probe in there, because all that moisture and what normally would be really easy to push through the pork belly was completely worked out of it. So now time will tell. Alright guys, so we've just been smoking for a little over 3 hours. I've been dying to take a look at this and I haven't gotten a chance yet. So we're going to take the first peek at the same time along with you. And we just hit 155 degrees. So let's see what this bacon looks like now that it's been smoked. Oh, look at that rendered color. Ooh, that looks delicious. You see here, I can even pull the probe out, but I can't, so I'm going to go ahead and move this over to the plate. Look at all of this. Took on a completely different color, You can see some of the fat dripping off of it. I'm gonna go ahead and set you guys down so I can plate this thing. Check out that color. Oh my goodness, this looks amazing. Guys, I cannot wait to try this. Unfortunately, the next step is to go ahead and let it cool down at room temperature and then put it in the refrigerator overnight so that it's easier to slice tomorrow while it's a little more firm and colder. It's going to be a little difficult to slice it nice and consistently right now. So into the house, the refrigerator, and I'll bring you along for tomorrow morning when we do breakfast. Guys, we finally made it. It has been 10 days since we started this process, and now it's time to slice up some of the bacon. Now, I like thick bacon, so we're gonna try doing some thicker slices. Ooh, look at that. Guys, apparently this knife needs to be a little sharper. That piece got destroyed a little bit, but look at that. Let me get you a nice one. And look at the color. That looks just like bacon. There we go. That's what we've been looking for. Plenty of meat and fat in that piece. Cannot wait to fry this up. I gotta keep showing you guys. I'm so excited. Looks delicious. And that is a glorious sound. 12 pieces of home-cured bacon for breakfast. Cannot wait. So here it is, fresh off the griddle. As you can tell, looks a lot different than store-bought bacon. And I'll be honest, I couldn't wait. So I went ahead and I tried a piece without you guys. It is really good, but it is also much saltier than store-bought bacon. So that's something to consider if you guys ever want to go try and do some dry curing. There are wet curing methods as well. So you're not going to be eating a whole package of bacon all by yourself like you might from the store, but it has excellent flavor. And the fat on this bacon is not chewy at all. It's actually got some substance that you actually do want to eat the fat on this. So I'm going to have breakfast. Thanks for following along, guys. Take a bite.
Okay.
You like it? What's it taste like?
Chicken.
Chicken. Oh, I see somebody's already in to grab a piece, buddy. All right. Now, take a bite of it. Do you like it?
Tastes like chicken.
No, it doesn't. What does it taste like?
It tastes like meat.
Mm-hmm. Is there a type of meat?
Deer meat?
Deer meat. Not quite. Okay. Emberlyn's can't wait. Alright, can you take a bite, Ember? Do you like it? Oh, we're thinking about it. Or are you chewing? Okay. What do you think?
Meat.
Meat. Is it yummy? Alright.